Hi, so we're at the midway point of the month, and this is usually where I get started on either looking for ideas or start drawing the wallpapers that I make for my patrons. I make digital rewards for my patrons. I make like a whole wallpaper bundle, like this desktop wallpaper, phone wallpapers, and little folder icons. And I would like to get started on next month's rewards, which would be available by now. That I'd take you through that process of some digital drawing, maybe some sketchbooking, maybe some drawing in my sketchbook as well, because I have a couple of ideas running through my head right now of some things that I want to draw. So welcome to a little studio vlog. Quick little moment for these pencils that I got recently. These are the Pilot Color Eno. They're literally like erasable colored pencils, like a mechanical pencil but with colored lead and an eraser. So they're just like the mechanical version of them. I have a couple of those. They're almost exactly the same style. With some of the darker colors though, I find it is actually harder to fully erase, but if I'm using these to like paint over, like it's kind of hidden, especially because it's color. But these have been really fun to draw with, and I've just been dying to get them, and I just never got them. And I like bought a couple new art supplies, like the paint markers, and I just really wanted to also get these as well. So I've been using these quite a lot, like almost like every rainbow color. There's like two blues, so that's really cool. So I'm gonna sketch some ideas with these. So my original idea was to do cats and bubbles, but I just wasn't confident in the drawings that I was doing, or I just thought I couldn't draw it as I saw it in my head, especially comparing it to references that I was looking at. So I ended up changing it to cats and stars, and then I thought maybe incorporate some fireworks in it, so like sort of like shooting stars. It's kind of funny watching this back because I at first hated this drawing and I changed it a couple of times, and I went back to this drawing several times throughout the rest of June, and this is the time lapse of the final drawing. You see there's a lot of changes that went through it, but I really like the end result, and that is July's desktop wallpaper. And here are the rest of the wallpapers. We have two phone wallpapers and then some simple stars for the folder icons. With the second wallpaper that I made, which was the little kitten with all the like purpley stars behind it, I was like, oh, this is like reaching for the stars, so like that could be the theme, reach for the stars. But then the final wallpaper that I made was some cats looking at a sunset, because I just wanted to keep in that theme of like those magenta colors, and all of these are like have blues and purples and pinks in them, so I thought to keep that going. And why not incorporate our star in our solar system, which is the sun. So I have some cats looking at a sunset together, and then the icons are just stars that are in like the shape of buttons. And yeah, I really like them. You can get them, link in the description, join my Patreon. Yeah. Ended up really struggling with that drawing. I don't really have a set idea for July's wallpaper bundle, and so I think I just really need to spend a lot more time tweaking the drawing and really setting on an idea. I just really wasn't liking the drawing, so I was getting a little frustrated, which means I need to take a break and continue drawing in a different setting, draw my sketchbook. I had this idea to draw like my favorite things and like make a little TikTok about it or something. See, the problem is, this is my tripod. You're on my tripod. So I have this one. Finished the little page of some of my favorite things, which is plants, strawberries, croissants, clovers, books, painting, ladybugs, pigeons, cats, and of course stars. And to color it, I'm gonna use acrylic paint markers. I recently reviewed this. I really like the case that it comes in, and it comes with a bunch of like swatch sheets and stuff. Again, I really love using these markers. I have not used acrylic paint since getting these, and I've used these markers like several times in the sketchbook since buying these markers, and I just have a lot of fun using them. I am trying to slow down using them though, so I don't dry them out, because I've only had this for like a few weeks or so, and you know, I'm just a little worried that I'm going to dry them out immediately, and I don't think that they sell refills or individual marker replacements, so I'm worried what I will do when these dry out. Like I mentioned with these colored pencils, when you use paint on top of them, it pretty much covers it. I mean, I'm using a light color right now. The darker paint markers definitely cover any sort of sketching. They're not so super erasable as I thought they would be. I enjoy sketching with them. It's thinner than like a colored pencil if I were to use a colored pencil, so I guess I do prefer them than sketching with pencils. Again, I don't always sketch with pencils, but since I got these, I've been trying to use them a lot. I typically like to draw freehand using markers or sometimes paint, but that could be a little bit trickier. I think I would just like use these pencils to sketch with now. Sometimes I go back to pencil because then I can actually erase. It usually depends on my mood how I want to draw. If I really want fine details, I will go with pencils, or I also do it a different way where I'll just use other materials and just use those for the details. But if I just feel like sketching with pencils, I will. Or if I feel like doing a drawing that I'm gonna end up coloring, then I would probably use different materials. Probably would be using these pencils specifically for this. And for this little content video that I made, I wanted to have like steps of like an empty page, and then the sketches, and then the finish, like painting sort of. And so that's why I did that. And typically, day to day, I do spend a lot of time at my desk, working on content, editing videos, coming up with ideas for future videos, and, well, sometimes I do that right before bed. I always get my ideas at night sometimes, and then I have a harder time falling asleep because I'm thinking about it the entire night. But yeah, I do spend like every day here at my desk in my little art studio, drawing, painting, watching movies while drawing and painting. Yeah, just working on content pretty much every day. Not at my desk. I will probably be reading in bed and, you know, hanging out with my partner and my cats. And lately we've been going on a lot of walks. I end up going on a walk at the end of this day, and you guys know I've taken a love for clovers recently. I don't know how it started, but I do not care how it started because I just think they're really, really cool. and which is why I included them in this drawing as some of my favorite things: a white clover and a 4-leaf clover. Yeah, I just like looking at them outside, and it's nice to be out in the nature instead of cooped up at my desk, which, like I said, I spend a lot of time here in my room. So it's always good to actually step outside of your space and smell the air, look at the grass, just observe the outside world, chat with a friend, all that really great stuff of going on walks, and obviously that getting that exercise as well. That is basically my week. Just content and drawing. That is really what I do every day, and I have a great time. I like to be creative a lot, so I do a lot of creative things all the time. And yeah, I like to pick up new things, new books. I'm definitely a homebody. Sometimes I play video games, but lately I've just been drawing a lot more than playing video games, and I spend a lot less time on my phone when I am drawing or reading or going on a walk. So these are all some really good things that I like to implement, and it also helps my mental health. If I'm scrolling on my phone, I'm feeling awful, but if I am drawing, then I'm occupied and I'm having a great time. And if I'm outside taking a walk with my partner, we're both having a great time just being together and being outside. So I really encourage you guys to take a walk and just, take in nature, spend less time on your phone. So we got a philodendron plant up here, a croissant, a pile of books, a couple of clovers and a 4-leaf clover, a strawberry, a cat, a pigeon, a palette with some paintbrushes, and a ladybug and some stars. I finished this day off with a little bit of reading. I'm currently reading Fairy Tale by Stephen King. It's a very large book, but it's pretty good so far. And then we went out for a walk, and I of course looked at all the clovers that I could find in the neighborhood. Let me know if you could see any 4-leaf clovers here. These are white clovers, some of the most common clovers. Little clover fact for you. And yeah, that was pretty much my whole day. Thank you so much for watching. Make sure to follow me on Instagram and TikTok, and check out my Patreon page. You can join for free or join any of the tiers ranging from $2 to $10, and you get lots of fun stuff in each tier and as a free member as well. And thank you so much for watching, and I will see you all next time. Goodbye, everybody.